Howdy, 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 this is JL for another Weekly Shonen Nonsense for June 11th, 2023. This is a pretty packed week with a lot of big comics, so let's get into it.
One Piece, Chapter 1086. Whoo boy, what a doozy of a start this week. One Piece continues to be the best series out there, with multiple revelations happening just across the board here, just from like how, Morgan's got Wapol off the island, how multiple people got out of Mary Joa pretty quickly, just little freeze frames of various other characters like Stelly and Spandam for a second there. So Spandam's still there, magically enough. We've learned all of the names of the Gorosei. It's just incredible to me to see all of their names after what is essentially like 900 chapters since their introduction, closer to probably being around 800 something or other, but still huge to see them actually finally getting full names here, and the revelation of what happened to Lulucia from multiple angles, and especially considering how we were seeing it from the revolutionary side as well as from the Gorosei. So just incredible stuff there. And we're seeing what Emu's plans might be for the future, trying to get Vivi of all people, who we just learned is a D of all things, so we're kind of starting to piece things together, as well as Emu's own secrets being, yeah, he is super old. Magically enough, he's one of the immortals, so that's fascinating. And of course, the very end, Mosgard's dead. Just killed off screen by this Garling dude, which also we're getting an introduction to the Holy Knights proper now. We've been talking about them, but we now see one, and he sort of looks like the Crescent captain from the original Romance Dawn run. So this is a lot of great stuff here, just really good. And also, apparently, the real reason Lulucia got bombed, it was close by. That's it. Nothing else. No revelation that it's supposed to be something important. No, just because it's close by. Blow it up. Who cares? People will die? Sure, whatever. And of course, like, all the Gorosei have their own jobs. I'm gonna have to look up what Ethan's like first name is supposed to be, because I don't like everyone's proper names. How Japanese works, of course, the proper name comes second, versus their family names that come first. So Ethan's, I'm still getting their names down. His first name is not kind of in the same pattern as I think. I think it's supposed to be like this either Japanese style version of one of the planet's names, considering we have Mercury, Venus. Well, actually, no, we don't have Venus. We just have Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. So we're getting more of them there. Maybe it's a reference to the Roman gods, but even then, like, it's not quite matching up because why is Saturn there if he's along with Jupiter? It's a bit messy, but still, I mean, I'm gushing, man. This is really good. One Piece is still the best. An addendum to the One Piece thing, I'm an idiot. So yeah, Ethan Barron's first name is Venus Juro, which makes sense. Venus Juro. I'm an idiot. Noise Exorcist, Chapter 5.
You gotta get them digits, boy. So, of course, we're still continuing this little narrative involving the occult club, and apparently, our boy getting some more girls in. This is turning into a harem series, isn't it? We even got like apparently this like group of like desirable women of the school who apparently come in threes, but in this case we have four, considering we have the sister who's Nue. But yeah, no, this is very, very obviously going to be a harem series in the end. So kind of called that a little earlier, but dang. But yeah, we have a story here. Simples like they're he and Kusasa are just kind of walking around the school. And of course, rumors fly, and not of course it culminates in an arm wrestling contest of all things to stop a demon possession.
And of course, he gets the numbers to the end. Yeah, pretty straightforward. No real frills here. Just cute. It's cute. Hasn't done anything too offensive yet, so. But, here's to hoping something else happens. My girlfriend gives me goosebumps, chapter 5. Alright, there it is. There's the yandere plot. So, of course, Haruka finally admits his, relation with Takano on to his friends there, and they're shocked, like, he likes girls? But, then they all go, like, yeah, let's go meet up with the rest of the middle school crew, because they still do that. And, of course, it's orchestrated by the Oki girl from last chapter. So, there's a interesting little through line there. Of course, he admits he's going to do that to his dear girlfriend, and she takes it as well as a yandere would. As in not very, oh, that face is going to haunt me. And of course, there's no way this isn't going to play into something later. But, I mean, he's doing this on purpose. We all know this. He's doing this on purpose because he knows it's going to get her riled, which gets him excited and scared out of his mind. This man has a problem, and I think he needs help. Probably from a therapist. I'm just saying, get help. Don't do this to yourself. But anyway, no, great chapter. Really looking forward to seeing the backlash next one. Do retry, chapter 6. I think someone should tell him that's not how that works. So apparently, Izumi was caught up in the firebombing of Tokyo and was trapped under rubble, and because his left arm was damaged, he had to dig himself out with his right hand, and for 7 days he did nothing but dig, which apparently made his arm super huge. But, forgetting that he hadn't eaten anything. Dude, if all I had to do was a repeated activity for days on end without eating to gain muscle, people would be doing that more often. But no, you have to build, you have to eat something. So that makes no sense. Anyway, it's not important. What's important is round 1 is over. We're going into round 2, and then to round 3 here. And of course, our boy is sticking with it. He's dodging, weaving, getting his punches in, avoiding the big old hit. And of course, Izumi is then countering by apparently, putting his arm on ice, where, because his body can't sustain holding this giant thing up for more than 3 minutes at a time. So, going into round 3 is not exactly good for him. So, but of course, in the round 3, he decides to just, throw the scariest looking punch I've ever seen. Funny enough, he's dislocated his shoulder doing so. In other words, he just threw a horror zoom punch. Yeah, that was a page turn. Good job on that one. But yep, the fight still continues. Hopefully, it concludes next chapter. Really shouldn't be going more than 3 rounds in this. That'd be kind of ridiculous to have such a huge match just be the opening volley for our hero here. Kill Blue, chapter 8. Oh hey, color cover. All right, so that's a good sign for the first volume sale. And we're getting a color cover for chapter 8, so that's good. But of course, this chapter happens to have the introduction of an assassin whose name is Baby-faced Baby. Babyface Baby. Anyway, so of course we get a little bit of the Norin and Ogami relationship, friendship thing, where we kind of, she starts noting hey, you're kind of strong. He's like, no, I'm not. No, you are. You took that punch. Oh, it was an average punch. How do you know it's an average punch if you never actually fought anybody? That was cute. And of course, she gave him a new fountain pen, which comes into effect later, where we get introduced to Babyface Baby, whose real name is Shin, who apparently cannot speak normally unless he has a pacifier in his mouth, and reverts himself to Baby. And then he proceeds to hit on Norin with a pacifier in his mouth, which Norin counters by going, I would take you seriously if that wasn't there. And of course, then actually seeing that she is a strong-willed and wonderful woman, he actually goes, oh, wait, I have to change my tactics. And actually, he is in love with her now. So then he just goes, hey, Ogami, I'm challenging you directly. I'm gonna, get your pen. Whoever has the pen gets Norin. And, like, both Ogami and Norin are like, wait, what? What are you talking about? That makes no sense. It's just a pen. So, of course, next chapter is going to be the challenge. Because, of course, it is. Babyface Baby. Ugh. Tenmaku Cinema, Chapter 9. Alright, this is an interesting little diversion after the actual filming. We're going into research, just kind of seeing what it is like to be on a real set. And, of course, our boy is fanboying over everything from, the assistant director and the director to the coiled cables, which is actually kind of neat for me because I really do like figure 8 folding there. We, then get the little plot involving the director kind of being the father, going like, how dare you try to court my daughter? And they're like, 1, not your daughter, 2, I'm just kind of here for the movie thing. But yeah, pretty little chapter here. None really much to say. Not much to say. Not much to give. Not much to take away. Alright, so cut. We're just gonna take another take of this. Fabricant 100, Chapter 25. Honestly did not go the way I thought it would with the intro and the title. But yeah, this is the aftermath of the number 1 attack. Ashby feels bad, but of course, the boss don't give a fuck. Holy shit, that was cold. And of course, 100 has some conditions for her new powers. You have to give me fresh hands. I just immediately think, Carl! But anyway, we have a new mission, and that is to find Ayaka, who may or may not be a traitor. And we get introduced to her brother, Kagui, and he's also apparently a really good swords person, and really wants to die for the cause. So not similar to her at all. So again, fascinating stuff, but it's kind of moving into a new mission, which is good. Signs of the series continues here, because little chance we're going to be just kind of dropping this too soon if we're getting introduced to the next arc, but it's in the 25s. We're still in danger zone here, but hope it stays with us, because I'm rooting for it. I need to see more 100, to be honest. Cypher Academy, Chapter 27. Alright, so I actually thought everything was done with the last chapter, but hey, apparently we're still going on with this, so we're now going from round 1 to round 2, and we get a new character who really scared the crap out of me by talking upside down for the first page of her intro, and thankfully that ended. The comic even lampshaded that at me. I'm like, dude, don't threaten me with this. But of course we get this new party game, I guess, like guessing what everyone has in common, and if everyone guesses the same thing, there's a point, but if the opponent guesses the same thing that everyone else is guessing, they get a point. I don't know, it was just poorly thought out. It's a weird party game. It's like it's the most boring Mario Party game, though it did make a bunch of JoJo's references, but gonna have to question their tastes, because clearly they all like Dio, but not like, other villains. I mean, yeah, she does mention what is it, Kira afterwards, but y'all said Dio for some reason, that's just wrong. Best last boss is Kira. What is wrong with you? I mean, spoilers for the anime, there is a better last boss, but that's beside the point. Point is, they win through some really arbitrary BS, and I'm more or less just kind of cruising along. We're threatening to get the Top Hat Girl actually competing in the next one, I guess. I don't know. This is going really by pretty quickly. It's still alive. Cypher Academy is still torturing me on the inside, and I'm here for it, but, I'm just kind of hoping either this is going to continue and get an anime and it's going to be just the bee's knees for a while, or it is going to get canned here soon, and I am really hoping for the latter.
The Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins, Chapter 28.
Hey look, another color cover. That's good for Ichinose Family. That's really good. That means the series is going to continue, though it is a very big mindfuck going on here. So of course we're still kind of developing this whole plot involving who's leaving the note telling him not to pry into the dream here. And we're sort of getting hints that it could be multiple people here. It's not really clear if it's going to be just one person, though as we're slowly discovering that his sudden unconsciousness is actually due to his mother drugging him. Just, what the fuck is going on here? I mean, clearly the grandma has something against him, or at least something about him, because clearly the dream is affecting all the family members all at once. The grandma probably has a lot of motivation to keep the dream going in order to at least live with her husband, who is in a catatonic state. Like he's not really moving or awake, similar to what Tsubasa's like. But I mean, holy crap, guys, what is going on here? And again, if this is getting a color cover at 28, that's a really good sign. It's going to at least continue a little bit longer for at least another volume. But that is still fascinating. Like, where is it going to go from here?
Akane Banashi, Chapter 65.
Hey, look, another color cover. I mean, it's not like Akane Banashi is going to be canceled anytime soon. This series is doing too good. And of course, hey, we get Kaichi's results, which is 91. Of course he got 91. That also means that one judge actually really liked him, or at least liked him enough to give him a higher score than they did the first dude. Whoever his name is, I don't care. Kaichi's the best. The fact that he gets that little family chat going, just warm and fuzzies, I'm appreciating it. We get a little Akane dad memory, and then we get Hikaru, who pulls Akane aside, gets really close to her and says, "You're the reason I need to beat you." Which, I mean, weird Yuri scare going on there, but hey, I don't mind. Now we're gonna get a big fight involving Hikaru getting on stage, so let's see how her Rakugo is gonna go. Why did Econ choose her?
Blue Box, Chapter 104.
Alright, the confession is in progress, and it's straightforward. He gets the best response. Taiki, literally just dies. And, of course, Chinatsu follows with him. It's adorable, the rolling in the snow there for a second, though I'm a little scared the ice was going to break just to ruin the tension. But, alright, no frills, no big switcheroo, just a straight confession, a straight response. This was amazing. The art, the back and forth, the paneling, just this comic continues to be the most gorgeous thing that Shonen Jump is pulling out. That is not just some kind of giant fight scene, no giant like revelation or huge like full page spread involving like so many characters. It's just simple emotions driving the plot forward, and that final holding hands in the car together, peak. Can't say anymore. Remember the date, January 4th, because that's gonna show up sometime later, I hope.
Witch Watch, Chapter 112.
Alright, with one confession ending with Blue Box, another confession begins, sort of, with Witch Watch, Chapter 112 here. Now, apparently, Nico's finally gonna do it. We're finally gonna confess. We're actually pulled an old callback to an old chapter there with the romance tree, essentially. So they're all planning, and my God, this is gonna be a fustercluck. Everybody's gonna be there. So we're getting all the retainers all gathering together, pushing forward, and of course, all Miharu's friends from middle school are coming in. Then, of course, Keigo and his love interest might be there. Then, of course, Keigo might be getting confessed to by somebody else, and of course, Nico and Moi are going to be there. So this is just going to be a cluster. 113 is going to be one of the ones that's going to drive me insane, probably, and probably lead into 114. I mean, considering the fact that we're kind of waiting for the end of October, and we're in the middle of October, this is sort of really kind of showing this maybe the beginning of the big plot that's going to be hitting us soon. So hopefully everything comes together, gets us fired up for the big finale. Hopefully does not involve somehow Nico getting kidnapped or something, because we do have a big plot here in the middle going like, okay, Keigo's going to go off alone and let Nico just take a straight line to the tree, which leaves a big opening for somebody to come in and swoop in and grab her or grab him while they're getting lovey-eyed at each other. So let's see where this goes. Sakamoto Days, chapter 122. And so we got a bit of a split chapter here with Slur and his new recruits who are all coming from his orphanage, kind of getting introduced. Well, really, one of them gets introduced, and by introduced, I mean she grabs people and tells them how to introduce themselves. Of course, where everyone's like, okay, masks off, say hello, show your face. And then we kind of get the other half of the chapter, for the most part, is them actually going to Thailand. Apparently, there is a different type of TSA for the assassins. You just walk on through with all your guns. And of course, we've apparently bribed the Triad here to get information to figure out where in Thailand we're actually going to be going. And yeah, Heisuke seems to be like the focus here for this next batch of chapters, where he apparently has lost his luggage. Just gonna say, this is a personal trauma. I always hate checking bags, just because of this exact situation where you're at the gate waiting for your luggage to come around, always looking, and it's never there, and you have to go to the lost baggage claim here and tell them, hey, I lost my bag, and then file out paperwork and get your phone number and have to wait for like 20 minutes as they file it. It's terrifying. And of course, now we see Hyo has met Heisuke, so this is going to be a little JA meet-up thing here. So the next chapter is going to probably be Hyo and Heisuke possibly running into one of the new Slur recruits, or getting into other shenanigans involving getting luggage. So, luggage shenanigans. Sakamoto Days. Undead Unluck, chapter 162. Man, he was holding that in for 26 years. Alright, so this chapter begins with the prelims still kind of going on, but of course, because Fuko's in the middle of fighting and is too good, people try to take her out with weapons, and Fang just goes, nah, she's mine. And just, like, starts accosting her. It's funny as hell. And of course then, Shen, new Loop Shen, comes in and stops them from continuing to fight. And in fact, Fang goes, nah, none of this, and then immediately attacks him with the same move that killed him before. And now, with Fuko's help, he stops the move. And of course, Fang gets, ganged up on by the rest of the crew, and he's like, okay, but I'm gonna fight you in the finale. And Fuko goes like, no, you're not. You're gonna be fighting Shen. And he's like, what, really? He's like, yeah, he's gonna be stronger than you. So, just amazing stuff. Again, Fuko continues to be my favorite protagonist here. I mean, I miss Andy, but at the same time, Fuko and Andy are basically the best pair of protagonists you can get in a series like this, because they both work basically the same, but Fuko is a little less world-weary originally, and now she kind of is that world-weary character. It's great. And again, I'm just happy that this Loop here has given Shen and his sister a proper family, and not just killed his sister off in the past. And that's going to do it for this week. Again, packed week. Lot of stuff going down. But next week, hopefully, is going to get a big boost. I believe we should be getting some other series back. Clearly, we're missing a few. Jiangxi X, My Hero Academia, Ayakashi Triangle. But anyway, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Tell me which punch you would do if you had to punch somebody from across the room. If you do a kick instead. If it would involve a spider. Bye!